Go. Come on, guys. Today we're talking about probability of exactly. Probability of exactly. And we're not talking about exactly one event, the probability of exactly something occurring when there are lots of events going on. And we're going to need a really big formula for this. It has a little to do with what we did last time, that's permutations and combinations. Here's the formula. The formula is NCR, P to the R, Q to the N minus R.
Yeah, what does this have?
Okay. And so let me give you a minute to write this down, and then I'm going to tell you what each one of these terms means. Okay? But just so you know also, this thing over here, this NCR business, that's a combination. We learned about it on Friday. P I'm going to talk to you about is going to be raised to some R power, and Q is going to be raised to some N minus R power. But we're going to talk about what each one of these things is. Don't worry, I promise you it's super easy. Guys, let's talk about what this formula means. Let's talk about what this formula means. The N, okay, N is the number of events. R is the number of events wanted. P, that's the probability of success. And Q is something I am intimately familiar with. It's the probability of failure. And all we're going to do is plug and chug our way through this formula. C is in there because this is actually a combination-based problem. You see, here's what's going to occur. Suppose I flip a coin 7 times, okay? And I want to know the probability of getting exactly 3 heads. I'm not saying 3 heads in a row. I'm just saying 3 heads. They could come up front. They could come in the back. 2 could come up front and 1 could be in the middle. Or they could be all spaced out. Do you understand? The order of the events does not matter. All I want is 3 heads. And that's why this turns out to be a combination-based probability problem, because the order of the events did not make a difference. So let's go. Let me show you the first problem that we're going to do, and then we're going to jump around a little bit. A fair coin is tossed 4 times. The probability of tossing exactly, and that's when you use this formula. When you see this word, it's italicized. Exactly 3 heads is, well, here's what we're going to do. First of all, how many events are taking place? How many of them do we want? What's the probability of success? What's the probability of flipping a head? No. Half, right? Because one side is heads and one side is tails. And that's weirdly enough the same thing as the probability of failure. Probability of success and probability of failure always have to add up to be 1 or 100%. Do you know what I mean? Okay. And so all you do is plug into your formula. That's going to be 4C3. There's a 0.5% success rate raised to the third, 0.5 to the first. And then we just enter that into the calculator. That's it. That's all we do. Okay. So let's show you how to enter this into the calculator. Really easy. Parentheses, put a 4. Then hit the math button. Scroll over to probability. NCR. 3. And then just enter the rest. 0.5 raised to the third. 0.5 raised to the first. Enter. Which choice is that? It's a 4th. Of course it's a 4th. If you weren't sure, by the way, watch the crazy stuff you can do. Math, convert to a fraction. Thank you, calculator. I really appreciate that. It's so nice of you. That's okay. You'll get the hang of it. Guys, let's do problem. We're going to do problem number 7. We're jumping around. 7's a lucky number. Okay. So So the probability that Mike will successfully complete a foul shot is 4/5. He is nasty at shooting foul shots. He's good. What's the probability that he will successfully complete exactly 3 of his next 4? How many events are occurring? How many of them do we want? What's the probability of success? 80 or 4/5. What's the probability of failure? Or 1/5. Oh, 4/5 is 80%. So, yeah. Would you rather have it as a fraction, or you want me to convert it to a decimal for you guys? Okay. 1/5 or 0.2. It's the same thing. Now all we're going to do is plug it into our formula. You know, we're going to plug in 4c3, 0.8 raised to the third, 0.2 raised to the first. Gotta clear it out. There is no other way than doing it this really annoying way. Like having to put that number in first, then enter this. Okay. Well, if you got a probability of more than 1, that's a ridiculous answer. You must have done something wrong. Raised to the first. I got 0.4096. Now math, convert to a fraction, or do you want to plug the answers in? So you got 256 over 625. That's it. That's all we do. That's how we roll. What do you guys think? This is so easy.